mate, a partner in crime, because right now she is a Bonnie with no Clyde. So, here on Cheshire's Place, we are going to introduce something new. And I would like to call it hashtag hubby search for Bonnie. Now, Bonnie is actually being a very good sport about this. She actually gave me permission to use her name and also provide a link to her Facebook page upon completion of this episode. So, the reason why, once more, that this is one part dating service is due to the fact that I'm going to help Bonnie with her husband search, so to speak. So, gentlemen, if you're listening out there and you are well to do, you are financially stable, you are independent, and you have a great sense of humor, Bonnie is looking to hear from you. Now, you can go on her Facebook page and talk to her that way. Or if you send emails expressing interest in Bonnie to the Cheshire Lookingglass at gmail.com address, all information that you give will be shared to Bonnie. Hopefully this becomes something new that we can do once in a while with the hashtag hubby search or wife search. So have you. As I said, it's something new that we'll be trying here. Bonnie, once more, thank you for being a good sport about this. Hopefully this does become something a little bit bigger. And if somehow you are able to find your husband through this medium, I would like to say, first and foremost, I get the first invite to the wedding. Just remember that. Now, some information about Bonnie. Bonnie, as I said, is 43 years old. She is living in Amarillo, Texas. She's actually from my hometown of Hereford, Texas, born and raised. She is a single mother. She works very hard at a job. She actually works in the oil field. So, kudos to her and hashtag women in the workforce. She's been single for a while, and it's understandable that she wants to find her ideal mate, her ride or die, her, partner in crime. There's so many analogies that we can go for on this, but I'll digress from those. But there's one thing, there's actually quite a few things that you need to understand about Bonnie. One, gentlemen, she is very beautiful. Whenever you get to take a look at her Facebook page, you will find out how beautiful she is. And before anyone asks, no, I will not be trying to go for her. She is a friend of mine, and it'd just be extremely weird to go for that. Number two, she is very smart. She is a college graduate. She is a hardworking woman, but most importantly, she is very hilarious. You will find a lot of humor on her Facebook page, especially whenever she posts, so be ready for that. Now, gentlemen, if you are going to communicate with Bonnie, or if you're going to email me at CheshireLookingGlass at gmail.com inquiring more information about Bonnie, there are some ground rules, and this will actually tie into the topic for tonight. First ground rule, be a good sport. Because you never know. If you're somewhat of a jerk, you will be put on blast on her Facebook page. I'm just saying that right now as a courtesy. Second thing is, be hilarious, be funny. Because it doesn't matter if you're male or female, having a partner that is able to bring out hilarity is a wonderful trait to have. And third and finally, gentlemen, if you're going to speak with Bonnie, if you're going to message her, please, I implore you, do not be a perv. And now this is where we tie in everything. Because tonight's topic, and this is something I'm going to say wholeheartedly, because I had a chance to look at her comments on some of her threads, and there's a lot of thirsty guys out there. A lot of guys that are quick to be behind the keyboard or behind their phone and go into detail on certain things that they would like to do to her. And okay, I will admit that this cat is slightly guilty of it, but only if I was fully interested in a person and we were establishing that connection and that topic came up. So, yes, I am guilty of it, but as I said, if the topic came up and it was more heated than what normal conversation would be, then yeah, I would go that route. But I would not go that route on social media. Expressing certain things that you would like to do physically to a person, especially where it is intimate, should be left private. Now I understand that people are going to be slightly bold, but there is a time and place for everything, especially whenever you're interested in someone. Now, I think it is time, ladies and gentlemen, that we get away from what is now considered the norm in today's society on dating and relationships, where it was in the past very frowned upon just to be talking out in the open about sex and what you would do to person A or what would person A do to you. You know, granted, sex is no longer a taboo as it was back in the day. But in terms of meeting someone that you're interested in, it's not good to go guns blazing and saying stuff like, oh, I would lick you up and down and all that crazy stuff. I think it's time to adopt old-fashioned habits in terms of dating today. We need a little bit of old-fashioned. We need the feeling of being desired, not only for physical aesthetics. And mind you, this melodious voice covers up the fact that I am somewhat of a chubby kitty. But it is time that we get away from viewing the physical aesthetics as the only thing that is important, and we go back and chase the entire package of a person. Because physical looks isn't always everything. You can have someone that is extremely handsome or like breathtakingly beautiful, but yet they cannot hold a conversation with a 4-year-old. Or they may look good, but you may find some type of quip that gets under your skin. Or you may be talking to someone for a while and thinking things are going well and you're going to get to first base, second base, all the way to home, and you find out that that person is not vibing with you on some of your dreams and goals. It is time to get to know people for the entire package. It is time to bring back the chase. And why I keep saying chase, it's another word for traditional dating. Actually sitting down and talking to someone, finding out if you're compatible with them, if they're going to be that missing puzzle piece in your life, if they're going to actually be your quote-unquote ride or die. Especially, this message really goes out more to the younger generations, those who are desensitized to sex and, that are more in tune to looking at the physical aesthetics of a person before their mental capability or their emotional well-being or the spiritual connection. Because we can all see it. Sex and just getting to know the physical aesthetics of a person has been monetized, it's been noted out there in terms of if you have this, if you look like this, if you spend your money on this, you're going to be able to get this person, or you're going to attract this person. We need to step back away from that too. There is more to dating, more to relationships than just physical intimacy or quote unquote sex, those type of things. There is a lot more, and I think it's time that we start building more on the mental, on the emotional, on the spiritual. And I don't mean religious spiritual. I mean, do you match wavelengths? Do you match ambitions and goals? I mean, you see it in memes where one meme in particular was like, if they do not match what you bring to the table, they're not gonna be around for you. Some to that extent. Paraphrasing here, but when it comes to relationships, young people, even adults my age, get to know a person first. And I don't mean, get to know them for about a day and a half and then try to hop in bed with them. No, there's an art to dating. You have to get to know a person fully before even thinking anything physical. Now, granted, and I'm not going to lie, and all of us can agree on this, you, while in the dating process, will always have that lingering thought in the back of your mind on when something physical is going to happen. It's okay. It's understandable. That's always going to be there. It is human instinct. But in terms of dating, in terms of old-fashioned trying to know a person, getting that chase, get to know their dreams. Get to know their interests. See if it matches up with you. See if it's something that, if a person is interested in hang gliding, but yet you're scared, is it going to be something that you'll be willing to try? Understand where they come from emotionally. I mean, have they been in a bad relationship? Has it always been the pattern where people would just use them and leave? Get to know their wavelength. Get to know them before expecting, quote unquote, the hibbity dibbity. And yeah, I did the air quotations, so for my listeners, you can imagine a giant cat doing that. So let's bring it back to old school for this new generation of dating, especially in social media. Let's take it back. Even if you're on a platform like a dating site, or you're on Facebook or Instagram or even Snapchat, what have you, and you find someone that interests you, don't be in a hurry to explain in like 5 sentences what you want to do to them tonight. Start with something simple, like a hello or a good morning. Ask them how their day is. Start a meaningful dialect with the person. Show the person that you're interested more in getting to know them and just the simplicities of their day than what it is that they're wearing, or when they're going to show you pictures of them in the shower. There is so much involved with dating, and we seem to miss it. I think it's time that we stop missing those important steps for dating, and we stop wondering about the physical aesthetics and how a person is sexually, and we get to know a person fully. So, I would like to end the episode with this small little thought. If you take the time to get to know someone. Whether it works out to what you would like or not, at least you took the time to get to know someone. And even if it doesn't become a relationship, you have gained a strong friendship. And who knows, maybe that friendship may turn into a relationship one day. Everything in this life